Hi, so in this video we're going to deal with a word question looking at the mean of a series of numbers. And basically the mean means the average. Okay, and one of the difficulties with this type of question is it's quite wordy. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to write it in the description box in its entirety underneath, and hopefully while you're watching the video you'll be able to refer to the question itself. It's roughly pitched at about grade C at GCSE, so it should be accessible for most people, hopefully, to be able to work through this kind of question. And what it says is that 40 people took a driving test. Okay, so there they go, they took a driving test, and out of the 40 people, 10 people took motorcycle, and there's my little picture of a motorcycle there, little tank, okay, there's a little motorcycle, okay, and the other 30 people took their test in a car, so there's a picture of a car, okay. There it is. Alright, so 10 people took a motorcycle test and 30 people took their car test. Okay, so the information that we're given is that the mean score for all of the 40 people was 48.2. 48.2 as a mean score. Okay, so the average score on the driving tests for the 40 people, whether they took motorcycle or they took car, was an average points of 48.2. That's kind of important. You need to remember that little bit. Okay. The other bit of information they give you for the car drivers, their mean score was 47.7. Okay, I'm sorry I have to keep referring across to my notes here. It's just that there's quite a lot of information that we need to try to get across on the video. Okay, so the 40 people took the driving test, got an average of 48.2. Of those 40 people, 30 of them took the car test, and they got an average of 47.7. Okay, so what they want to know, the question is, what was the mean score for the people who took the motorcycle test? Alright, well, a couple of things with this. The first thing is that as a rough estimate, you need to be looking at suggesting that the mean score for the people who took the motorcycle test is going to be about 40, but somewhere between 47 and 48. It's going to be that sort of level, maybe slightly higher. So your answer should be somewhere, say, between 40 and 50. Okay, and if it's between those two, then you're probably on the right sort of lines. The second thing that you need to be aware of is the way to work out mean. Okay, and this is the important thing, that what we're doing is we're really applying a formula. So the mean, or the average, okay, is equal to adding them all up, divided by the number of numbers. Okay. Alright, now that's a little bit simplistic, but what we mean by that is that when you work out the mean or the average of something, what you actually do is you add up all the numbers and then you divide by the number of numbers. So you can use, people use sum, or they use all sorts of different symbols, and that's the sort of thing, but what it boils down to is that. So what we're going to do is apply that formula to these three situations, and that should be able to give us the ability to work out the mean score for the motorcycles. So let's firstly look at the driving test itself. So the 40 people that took the driving test, what we're told is the mean score is 48.2, which is this, and we're told that 40 people took it, which is this. So in other words, if I write this out for the driving test, so I'm going to put this in here, so the driving test. Okay, what we've got is the mean, which we know is 48.2, divided by, I'm just going to say sum, rather than adding them all up. And I'm just going to put number here. Okay, so the mean is 48.2. And the sum is going to be what we don't know, but we do know that 40 people took the test. So on the driving test, if we do a little bit of manipulation with that, we can work out the sum is going to be 48.2 times 40. So in other words, that's going to be 1,928. So in other words, out of those 40 people that took the test, the total number of points that were awarded was 1,928 points, given to the 40 people who took the driving test. Now, some would have got 50 points, some would have got 44 points, some would have got 49 points. But basically, when you average it all out, it would have given 48.2, and the total amount of points awarded was 1,928. Okay, so we can do exactly the same now with the car test. So I'll just put this in here. So the car test, okay, the information we've got is we've got the mean equals the sum divided by the number. Okay, well the mean we're told on the car test is 47.7. We're also told that 30 people took the car test. So again, we don't know the sum, but we do know 30 people took it. So we can work out the sum of the amount of points that were awarded for the car test itself is going to be 30 times 47.7, which is 1,431. Okay, so we've got two bits of information, one for the driving test and one for the car test. And we need to use that information then to enable us to work out the mean score of the people who took the motorcycle test. Okay, so the difference is going to be the overall sum, take away the car test sum. So don't forget that we're looking with the motorcycle test, so I'll just put bike, okay. We're using exactly the same formula, the bike test, okay. So in the bike test we've got mean equals sum divided by number. I hope you can see this okay on the video, but this is the important bit of the working really. So the mean we don't know because that's the question we're going to be asked for. The sum is going to be 1,928, which is the total amount of the people who took the overall driving test. Take away the car test, which is 1,431. And that's going to be divided by the number of people who took the motorcycle test, which is 10. Okay, so the mean score, if I work all of that out, will give me a mean score of 49.7 for the people who took the bike test. So in other words, the answer to the question is this one here, 49.7. I hope that's okay for you. It does take a little bit of while to work your way through, but the main issue with it is you using this sum or this formula here, and make sure that when you work through that formula, you're actually applying that formula to the information that you're given for the driving test, then for the car test, and then you're going to use that information to work out the mean score for, in this particular case, the bicycle test. Okay, that's quite a full board. There's quite a lot of information on there. Please do stop the video at any time. Also, if you post a comment underneath, then I'll very happily get back to you. Please also do subscribe, and I'll look forward to seeing you inside the next video.